So the Heatherington Scholarship is a wonderful opportunity for students to build leadership skills and organizational skills. Our strong preference is that our Heatherington scholars become public health majors or minors. Since this is such a new program, really begun during the time of COVID, we're hoping to work closely with new Heatherington scholars to determine how best to meet the scholars' needs and interests. And also, ideally, that the Heatherington scholars would be leaders in our public health club and on campus. We call it PHEAL, P-H-E-A-L, and that stands for Public Health Ethics, Advocacy, and Leadership. And what distinguishes this public health program from others is its emphasis on multidisciplinarity and a really, truly holistic approach to the study of health and well-being. We teach our students to examine a complex array of historical, sociocultural, political, economic factors that impact health and well-being of populations. We emphasize ethics, advocacy, and leadership because we've recognized that public health institutions in the United States are in great need of people who are well educated and attentive to issues around health equity, health law and policy formulation, as well as health management and leadership.
And that's what's something that's super nice about public health is that it covers a lot of different angles. You can come at it from a politics side, you can come at it from an environmental side, a biology side. There are plenty of different ways in which you can look at the world of public health, and the opportunities there are really, really endless.
An English class can count for one of your major credits, sociology, psychology, econ, really anything. And this has helped me to kind of dip my toe into every subject at school, which has really helped me to gain a well-rounded education and has helped me to see how everything connects to each other.
And I think overall, both departments, specifically the public health one, really served me in guiding me and reminding me that to understand people's health and well-being, there has to be more than just lab results and tests. You have to approach individual and community health with an open mindset, a trauma-informed mindset, and one that really takes into consideration the socio-cultural and demographic factors that affect and make up people's health.
I would like to point out that the Heatherington Scholarship, in addition to providing tuition benefits, provides generous supports for internship monies during summers. So one of the things that we're really keen to emphasize with students coming into the field program, and certainly the Heatherington scholars in particular, is that they consider, if they return home for the summer, working with a community partner, identifying a community partner, doing work that they care about, doing work that is meaningful locally, sometimes with organizations who cannot afford to fund an intern and fund somebody who's working on site. And so Heatherington scholars have access to a fund of summer monies to engage in that sort of practical experience, that practical training, skill development, and so on.
So one unique experience that I am currently going through at the Public Health Department is a position at the Salem Hospital, which is right across the street. And I'm currently volunteering in the Neurotrauma Center, and I'm being able to see how hospital administration works, and that's something that I'm interested in. And it's actually for my thesis, which is also really interesting because this semester I will end up writing a thesis, whatever it may end up being, about this position that I've had. So I'm utilizing my real life experience and applying it to class, which I really enjoy.
For me, I think the most unique experience I had was my thesis project. I got to combine my two degrees in chemistry and public health and applying and answering the question, how does occupational chemical exposure of cosmetologists affect their subsequent health outcomes? I think this project was really important to me because I was very interested in hard STEM chemistry, but I was also really interested in some of the more socio-demographic and racial divides that accompany this public health question. But with the help of my amazing professors, I was able to tackle this public health question that was really close to my heart and also helped guide me to my current graduate program and master's program, where I currently study a very similar topic of occupational chemical exposure of healthcare workers.
Another benefit is that Heatherington scholars have access access to career advising from a assigned, dedicated individual who is a pre-health director of pre-health advising. And so this is also really important to that sort of understanding how to sort of structure and pace one's movement and progress, not just through the academic program, but also in thinking about career development and social networking.
I also think another great part of being part of the public health department was the support from our academic advisors, specifically Professor Millen and Professor Basu.
With the professors, they are so amazing. They're very hands-on at ensuring that you're getting into classes that you're interested in and at helping you figure out which area of public health you like and getting you experience within that area.
We were able to start a public health club before I left, and I hope able to create a more inclusive and wonderful community for the public health students for years to come.
The Public Health Club, started by students on campus 2 years ago, is the way that we bring in public health speakers. We can do visits to public health sites in the community. We can organize screenings of films and a whole host of other things, all decided by, created by, organized by students, and preferably our Heatherington scholars.
Overall, I think it was really influential into shaping, hopefully, the healthcare provider that I want to become.
One of the other features of the Heatherington Scholar Program, one of the other benefits, is that the scholarship program is intended to be what's known as a cohort program. And the idea here is then that students who are scholars in successive years are essentially a kind of group unto themselves. Students who are more advanced might be mentoring those who are just starting out.
I think for me, the best part was my classmates. They were all incredibly supportive, incredibly helpful, and were really able to open my eyes into so many different and diverse topics within the field of public health, which was really incredible and really inspiring.
I also really enjoyed the other public health majors because everyone is super friendly and you get to know a lot of the same students as you are in the same classes with them. And everyone is always hands-on, willing to help each other learn, and they end up just becoming some of your very best friends at school.
Public health is always changing, especially within the midst of a COVID pandemic, as well as plenty of other issues around the world. There's always things to talk about in public health, and I think that being a part of a community that's really, really interested and really, really excited to put their efforts towards helping public health related issues is super, super exciting. But that's just a little about my experience. I do want to congratulate you once again on the Heatherington Public Health Scholarship. That is super, super exciting, and I hope that you can find a wonderful opportunity to utilize that in the public health department here at Willamette as well.